Shalom, shalom. This is Queen Makida here, Mora Makida, and I want to welcome you. This is the final segment of the ALEF Bootcamp, where we are learning the letters of the ALEF, reviewing the vowels, and learning how to read the letters with the vowels. We're not actually reading words in this segment or in this boot camp, but just familiarizing ourselves with the consonants and the vowels, preparing to read. So today we're going to go through letters Ayin all the way to TAV. However, we're going to start with a quick review of our vowels. And this is a presentation that I put together for students to learn the vowels, which is sometimes challenging. So let's take a look at our review. And okay, so the first vowel is the kirik, which makes the sound of E as in sleep. And this is your reminder icon. So if you can think of that when you're seeing the kirik. Next we have the tsere, which says E as in hey. It's the two eyes of tsere, saying hi. Hey, hey. This is your icon to remember the sound of tsere. And this is the segol. These three dots remind us of 3 eggs in a basket. And so the segol says e as in eggs. And this is our kubutz, which goes under the consonant and makes the sound of oo as in choo-choo. And this is our icon to help us remember kubutz and the choo-choo. Next we have the shuruk, which also says oo. And if we can think of it as a ball hitting a soccer player in the stomach, and he says ooh, this is the shuruk. Ooh. Next we have the kolon, which sometimes appears with a vav, sometimes just as a dot on the top left-hand side of the letter. But either way, it makes the same sound of O. And our icon is a soccer player holding a soccer ball over the head in victory, O. And finally, we have the sheva, which is 2 vertical dots under the letter. And a sheva is either silent as a stop, or it says I or E as a pause, as in Shema. And I'm going to pause for a second. Finally, we have the kamatz, which says A as in Sarah. It is shaped like a letter T in English, located under the letter, and makes the sound of A. The kamatz is like, here's our icon, Mama Sarah saying, ah, let me give you a hug. Also, there's a similar vowel called the patah, which looks almost exactly the same. However, it does not, let me reduce this a little so you can see the screen. It's just a horizontal line. So it does not have the T shape, but it does have the line, and it makes the exact same sound of ah. So whenever you see that horizontal line, you know that the sound is always going to be ah. Okay, so that's our vowel review. Let's dig in to now our textbook. So we are on the letter Ayin. And the Ayin is actually a guttural letter, believe it or not, pronounced using the throat. But today, most people pronounce it just like the ALEF, meaning that it's silent and it takes on the sound of the vowel that it's attached to. So I explain it this way. It's almost as if you're looking through a transparent letter through, across to the vowel. And that's how you read it. Ah, ah, e, e, o, u, u. And next we have the pe, which has the sound of p as in pipe. And it reads on this wise: pa, pa, pe, pe, p, p, po, po, pu, pu. And now we have the fe, which is the soft version of the pe. If you notice, the pe has a dot in the middle. The fe does not. So it would sound like the English letter F, as in father, and it reads on this wise: fa, fa, fe, fe, fi, fi, fo, fo, fu, fu. Some of the letters in the Hebrew Aleph Bet have a different form when they're at the end of a word and or a sentence, and fe is one of them. So this pe or fe, this is what it looks like when it's at the end of a word. This line drops down and almost like a tail coming down under the line, and it has the exact same sound. So it's called the pe sofit. Okay, moving on. Okay, here's further. Fe sofit is the end version of the letter fe, and in modern Hebrew has a similar sound to the source letter fe. Okay. Our next letter is a tzade. Tzade has the sound similar to the English letter combination TS, as in it's or pizza. Okay, so tss, 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 and it would read like this: sa, sa, se, si, si, so, su, su. And the sade is also a letter that has a final form that's different from the regular form. And it looks like this. Again, the line drops down below the writing line, almost like a tail. And that is the tzade sofit. This is more explanation. It has big rustling sound. Okay, next we have the kuf, similar to the English K, or which says k as in kite. And it would read like this: ka, ke, ki, ko, ku, ku. Okay, next we have the resh, sound of the R as in English pronounced by the Scottish people. The tongue is curved back just behind the alveolar ridge. So, in other words, the sound is not like the Italian r. The tongue is curved back, and so it would be r, r, r. Okay, but it's compared to the Spanish resh sound. Okay, so a little challenging. It takes a while to develop that guttural because it's a guttural. The resh is a guttural. But in the meantime, you can pronounce it as an English R and work on your pronunciation. And it sounds like this in reading: ra, ra, re, re, ri, ri, ro, ro, ru, ru. And next we have the sheen, which is similar to the SH sound in English as in show. This letter has a dot at the top right. And it's pronounced as follows: sha, sha, she, 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 sho, sho, shu, shu. Okay, now the sister of the sheen is a seen. The dot in this case is on the left-hand side. So they made an error here. This should say seen and not sheen. Okay, as it sounds similar to the letter S as in snow. Okay, so pay attention to where the dot falls. So here it is sa, sa, se, si, si, so, su, su. And finally, we have the TAV. The TAV has a sound similar to the English t as in Torah. And it reads on this wise: ta, ta, te, te, ti, ti, to, to, tu, tu.